I don't like Spider-Man. I find Spider-Man to be one of them annoying kind of heroes. It's just something I never got into. But this shit is good. With Spider-Man now being in Magic the Gathering, they're going to be releasing a bunch of products with it. There's going to be, again, for this, a set video, deck videos, whatever they make, there's going to be videos on it. So I'm starting off with their new thing they're doing called a scene box. They have done a Lord of the Rings version, but this is the first Spider-Man scene box I'll be going over. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsor, which is me and my little Etsy shop. I do have a new design coming out now, so please, if you like what I do and want to help out the channel while buy yourself something nice that comes in multiple colours and different sizes, go onto my Etsy, buy yourself something nice, and then if you can, also watch the rest of this video and like and subscribe. So if you don't know, Magic the Gathering is making a scene box for Spider-Man. In this video I'll be going over the cards in it, talking about it and giving my thoughts and opinions to see if this is worth actually buying. Now when it comes to this, I'm going to be slightly biased, but I'm going to try my best not to. I don't like Spider-Man, but I'm just going to be talking about the cards itself and my little knowledge, because I did watch like the 90s cartoon, I played some of the games, so my little knowledge of Spider-Man I'll be trying to say. So if I get stuff wrong when it comes to the lore and stuff, I apologise in advance. But what is the scene box? It is 6 cards from Magic the Gathering, picturing characters from Spider-Man or objects from Spider-Man that are well known, by a big massive 2x3 kind of scene thing that is just kind of one image that has the card details on it, to kind of look like one giant full art piece. Now this is a cool idea, but the pricing of it is kind of not great in my opinion. It is $42 or pretty much €39. So that's what I'm going to be basing out on. I'm going to see these cards and see, is it worth buying it for the price? But again, it's going to be kind of an iffy thing because I don't know if people are going to buy it solely due to the art. Now when it comes to the cards itself, I'm going to start off by not going long ways, by going down ways, because it is a 3-part scene. It has 2 villains on either side, a villain on top, and then Spider-Man in the bottom center. So I'm going to start off with Doc Ock Tentacle called Grasping Tentacles. For 1 blue and a black, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Target opponent mills 8 cards. You may put an artifact card from the player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I'm going to start off by saying I do like that the tentacle itself gets a card, and this card in my opinion is going to be a kind of catch for a certain type of player. Any mill players, I think this card is great for, especially with a mana value. I really do hope, and hopefully they do this, that in the actual set, you're able to get maybe an alt art or a kind of base art version of this card. Again, because I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man, this card I would like to get, because this card will go great in any Captain Negroth deck. Pretty much it is a great card for that deck, so hopefully this is not the only product you're able to get it in. When it comes to the art, I really do like the art of this. I'm going to say that right now, so I don't have to say it for all the other cards. The art style is beautiful, especially the way the cards combine together to make one big piece. I just have one complaint, and I will be getting onto that a little bit later. And then when it comes to the set logo, it makes perfect sense. It is the spider. It is the spider on Spider-Man's chest. I find it a little bit hard seeing these pictures, mainly because it's just kind of a dot with 3 little things. It could be that I'm old and blind, but I understand why this is the set symbol for this. So it is a cool set symbol for the set. But the tentacles attached to, obviously, Doc Ock, Evil Inventor. For 5 blue and a black, you get a legendary creature, Human Scientist Villain, that is a rare. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-creature artifact you control becomes an 8/8 robot villain artifact creature in addition to its other types, and is an 8/8. 7 mana for 5/5 with no keywords is not the best, however its ability is where it thrives. I do really like that the tentacles and him himself work really well. The whole point is for you to mill someone, get a random artifact, suppose you're say for now a Soul Ring, and then turn their Soul Ring into an 8/8. That is really good, and I do like that, and it goes well with other cards, because there is other cards that turn things into 8/8s or artifact stealing or mana cards. I do also think this is a great commander to build around, pretty much making a bunch of treasure tokens or other form of tokens, turning them into 8/8s once per turn, and then attacking with a large amount of 8/8 creatures. So I really do think this could be potential for a great commander. So now let's go on to the middle scene, starting off with the villain of these two, Venom Deadly Devourer. For 2 black and a green, you get a legendary creature, Symbiote Villain, that is a rare. has Vigilance and Menace. Tap 3, exile target card from your graveyard. When you do, put X/1/1 counters on target symbiote, where X is the exile card's toughness. First thing that popped in my head when I seen this is a really good kind of Voltron black-green deck. I do think it is hilarious because there is a lot of cards in these colours that you're able to play and then sacrifice them and stuff like that, and plus green is in it, so you get big massive creatures, and then you're also able to like get back to sacrificing big creatures. So for example, you're able to play this as your commander, have Ghalta, play Ghalta, attack with Ghalta, someone kills Ghalta, and you're like, do you know what, I'm not going to regenerate it this time. Bam, my commander is now going to get plus 12, which is amazing. Plus, it has counters, so again, proliferate, Dublin season. This commander goes really hard. Put in a few swords of X and Y, the spear, like there's so many cards you can do with this. I do think, again, this is a really good commander. Now, I'm not going to try and say it with all of them. If I do think this is a terrible card that could be a commander, I would say it. But again, I can see this being a good thing. Now, when I was thinking of what it could be, black-green was not really what I was thinking, mainly because of the Venom movies. I've seen them. It doesn't feel like he's a bad guy to me. He's kind of like a kind of Deadpool, like misunderstood bad good guy. He kind of just does it for himself, but I couldn't really think of what colours personally I would pick for him, but this made him seem more evil than I think he actually is. Again, could be wrong, I'm basing it on the live action movies, so let me know in the comments down below. Now we're going on to the good guy of the set, and there's probably going to be many of these or variations of these. We're talking about Sensational Spider-Man. For 1 white and a blue, you get a legendary creature Spider-Human Hero that is a rare. Whenever Sensational Spider-Man attacks, tap target creature defending player controls and put a stun counter on it. Then you may remove up to 3 stun counters from among all permanents. Draw cards equal to the number of stun counters removed this way, and is a 3/3. So again, Spider-Man's going to be the main focus, and there's going to be so many cards and different variations of Spider-Man, so I don't know if this is like the Peter Parker one or any other one. Again, not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I do like the fact that this is pretty much the Magic the Gathering version of him shooting spiderwebs, kind of sticking them to the walls, and then later on them going and tying into prison, and you get the benefits from it being draw. Now again, there is not that many cards I think that can give stun counters, or you can move stun counters around, so I think building a commander deck around him would be hard. There is the thing that I was saying earlier on that I don't like. I don't like the pose of this one. Combined to the rest, like he seems all menacing, and then he's just like, I'm fabulous! It's kind of weird to me, but again, we just got to see how that works when it comes to this set, and this is a scene set, so it just kind of seemed a little bit odd. Personally, I would have preferred if they'd done 2 versions. They might make a second, where one of them is just the pure villains, so we could have had Carnage underneath, or the blue, I can't remember the name, the blue one from the first live action Venom movie, where it's just a bunch of villains. There could have been Rhino or Kingpin or any other villain, and then also have the same thing with the good guys. So there would be different Spider men and women. I don't know. But I did find that this is the only downside, it's not really a downside, that I could talk about when it comes to this. But now we're back onto villains, talking about Green Goblin Nemesis for 2 black and a red. You get a legendary creature, Goblin Human Villain, that is a rare. Has flying. Whenever you discard a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on target goblin you control. Whenever you discard a land card, create a tapped treasure token. This is, in my opinion, it is a weird playstyle I've never seen before. It is mattering about you discarding stuff. The colours, in my opinion, from what I know of Green Goblin from the old live action movies and some of the games, this is perfect. It's very chaotic and stuff like that, so the colours are fine. The ability makes sense, but I just think making a good and powerful, we'll say a 3 or 4 or a CDH deck is difficult. Not doable, just difficult. The fact that it powers up goblins as well is fine, because you're mainly probably going to focus on the commander, but it can picture a large amount of goblins, which goblin decks do. Find it difficult to figure out which one you want to put on, because you don't want to discard everything. Now, the fact that if you discard a land, you get a kind of treasure token or kind of a sub land, would be okay. Personally, I think it's just me, the way I play. If I was, I'll be putting the cards that let you play lands from your graveyard. And from the top of my head, there is one that is not green, which is the artifact. So unfortunately, this is not my playstyle. If anyone builds this as a deck, or again, if the card with it, I'm hoping it does the same with the Dark Arc, that they work together. Hopefully that does it. But if you ever build this deck and it's powerful, link me down below, or let me know if there's any cool cards you would like to build with this deck. But now let's go on to its weapon of choice, being Pumpkin Bombs. For 1 and a red, you get an artifact that is a rare. Tap, discard 2 cards. Draw 3 cards. Then put a fuse counter on this artifact. It deals damage equal to the number of fuse counters on it to target opponent. They gain control of this artifact. When I seen this card, the first thing that actually popped in my head was the scene from the kind of original live action Spider-Man, where he like spiderwebs the thing and then throws it back. I do like and don't like this card because personally, unless you have a way to get it back, I can just see people going, nope, you did 1 or 2 damage to me. I ain't activating this for shit. This is staying on my field. So I do think this just actually reads discard 2 cards, then put 2 on counters or draw a card or whatever, I'll get a treasure token, then draw 3 cards, which again is good for the amount of money you're spending. Do, what, 1 or 2 damage, we'll say, to someone, and then that's it. I don't think this will go well. I don't think this is good commander or thing. I do think it is a unique playstyle, but I think there should have been a way to get it back. But again, I can see a lot of players in Magic the Gathering going, nope, or unless desperately they really need to draw cards and they have no cards in hand, because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong here, if you have no cards in hand, you cannot discard, but then because of the 2 dots, you're able to then draw 3 because it's 2 separate things. Let me know if that works. Then maybe, but then they would target one of the other 2 players to then give it to them to try and make sure you never get it back because of the benefits of your commander. So again, if that's how that works, let me know in the comments down below. Again, I'm not a ref or a judge. It's how I think it would work. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. So my thoughts and opinions of this entire thing. 1, straight off the bat, I think it's a good idea. I think it's slightly overpriced. I think maybe 30 for it, 35, or again 25, 30 in euros would have been good. I think most of these cards are good. I'm actually 50-50. The Dark Arc, the Tentacle, and the Venom, great cards. Spider-Man's okay, but then Green Goblin and the Pumpkin Bombs are again okay-ish. So I think it's 50-50. If you're planning to build 1 or 2 or 3 of the commander decks, again, I would say it's a must buy. If you're planning on making 1 or 2, again, depending on what cards you have to be able to build the rest of the deck, if you have to buy more, I do think they're going to put cards in the set and in other products that work well with these. So again, I think it's more of a risk to kind of buy now and then see what comes out, or wait until everyone buys it, the price goes up, and then slowly settles down, and then buy it when it's at its kind of original price-ish. So I do think overall the artwork's amazing, the card selection's good. I would have personally separated into good and bad, but again, that's just me. I do think this is worth buying, and I do think it is a good product. I kind of wish they did a Final Fantasy one or a Avatar The Last Airbender one, because I do think they would be also worth it. I can just picture like Aang in the bottom center, his avatar form in the top like center, and then like people helping him around would have been cool. And then I don't know Final Fantasy enough, but I do picture like, we'll say Cloud and Sephiroth, and then just a bunch of weapons or playing characters possibly around it too. I do think if they do this again, they should do it for kind of most universes beyond. I do think it is a product that is worth it. But as always, let me know what you think of this product in the comments down below. What you would change, what cards you would have put in, who would you like to see in this set, and all that YouTubey goodness we always ask for, like and subscribe and all of that. But as always, if you like this video, I have a previous video here, a playlist of is it worth it stuff here, and a subscribe button here. And if you have any comments or anything like that when it comes to Spider-Man or any knowledge, let me know in the comments down below too if any of you see this, and I will see you all in the next video.